Hello and welcome to yet another Blue Frontier Path highlight interview. We are pleased today to have Mr. Tjaart Kruger, a veteran of the FMCG industry and a sought-after executive. He is a well-seasoned executive who has been at the helm of many leading brands in South Africa, such as Afrox, Adcock Ingram, Tiger Brands, just to name a few. He holds a PhD from Harvard and is a non-executive director at First Food Brands Group. He has led many teams, both as a CEO and an executive, and we have no doubt that those experiences have allowed him to both test and apply business school lessons as well as principles. It is therefore our pleasure to welcome him onto the platform as a learned and experienced mentor for all our MBA students. Mr. Kruger, welcome to the Blue Frontier Path family, and we're glad to have you today.
Thank you very much, and thanks for that intro. And just to add to your intro there, I've just joined the board of NAMPAC last week as well.
Oh yes, I did read about that, and I was just going to ask you about that, but thanks for bringing that up, and congratulations on that appointment.
Yeah, thank you.
So you have had opportunities to be educated and to learn from various institutions around the world. What guidance have you received that has enabled your success within those academic institutions?
Look, I think if you start, I guess you must start right back in the front. So if you go to school, you must start with primary school, secondary school.
Yeah.
And I think these things follow in each other. You can't just start with a great education at Harvard. You must have the underbelly for that.
Yeah.
So I think my primary education was good. I don't think I was an exceptional scholar, but going through school, getting through school, and then getting to university, and I think those undergrad courses you do is extremely important, because that is probably the base of your knowledge going forward. So doing a BCom in accounting, doing the honors, qualifying as a chartered accountant, that's very, very important to do those things, doing articles, doing lots of audits. That's very, very important to do all those things to get that basic knowledge.
Yeah.
And then you can build on that. And then going to an institution like Harvard Business School in the US is just phenomenal. And you probably learn as much from your fellow students as you do from the university or from the lecturers. And I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
With these programs at Harvard. I think we were 140 students from 72 countries. And they mix you up. You don't, so you mix up with all the different countries, nations, languages. Everybody obviously speaks English, but some people don't speak it well, but it's accommodated for. And that you probably learn as much from people from China, from Korea, people from the UK, from France, from wherever. And we were all together at Harvard, and it was just such a learning experience.
Yeah.
And if I must single out one thing that you probably learn there, and it's not academically, it's probably whatever you think or whatever way you think about things, there's another way to think about it.
Okay.
And I think that is probably the big learning, is just open up your mind, and don't think you know everything, because you don't. But there's always another way of thinking about something, or another way of approaching an issue. And I think that was probably the biggest learning at a place like Harvard Business School.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that and for highlighting just the importance of the peer-to-peer guidance that kind of comes within the walls of these great institutions. So the importance of mentoring has been well documented. I think everybody watching this probably knows the importance of mentoring and guidance, but I would like to know from you, how has that proven to be powerful within your professional journey?
The guidance that I got through my career. Yeah, it's there's various individuals that I've learned a lot from. I think there's you learn a lot from people's behavior, positive and negative. I mean, you would learn throughout your career. I've had lots of experiences where I've dealt with people that I don't want to behave like that. And that is a big learning. That's a big learning.
True.
Because you can see the consequences of that type of behavior in the workplace or in society. And then you learn from that that's not how to do things.
Yeah.
I think there's been lots of experiences from people that actually do behave in a proper way, act in a proper way under pressure. And that's also been great learnings. I've had lots of mentors in my career, and I must tell you, I think a lot of them were not necessarily my seniors. A lot of them were my juniors.
Yeah.
People reporting to me and people reporting to people reporting to me, very junior people, where you would actually learn from how they do things, how they think, how they behave.
Yeah.
So it's not just looking at your boss. It's looking at everybody in your environment that you deal with, people you negotiate with, competitors. You see how they behave. You learn from all those places and all those inputs that you can get in your career. And I think you will do well if you keep your mind open to learn from all those areas. Lots of people think I can only learn from my boss, and that limits your learning quite a bit.
Yeah. No, that's great. And I think highlighting the fact that you can learn across generations, so people above you and people below you, and also that there is just great learnings that you can get as you interact and collaborate with people. That is something that I think is important and will be available for all our students. So you have been an executive for well over 25 years at various leading brands. So what, in your experience, unlocks the best of what an individual has to offer within an organization?
What the best for the individual is in an organization? You mean what the best I can offer to an organization as an executive?
So as you've led these different teams, what have you observed is the best way for somebody to unlock and unleash their best potential to then offer to an organization?
Look, the thing is, you must always realize that you can't do anything on your own. You can be quite successful by being, call it a dictator if you want to, or very authoritarian, but you are just so much better if you involve teams, if you involve other people. Because I mean, the cliche of 2 minds is better than one, all those things. But it's just if you get people inclusive, you just unlock potential in them because they feel motivated, they feel wanted, they feel that they make a contribution, and then they are just much better than when they just execute your orders.
Yeah.
So the thing with, doesn't matter what your seniority is, there's always that potential to unlock people around you and get people around you comfortable, get them to really get to a high level of performance, because the team is always stronger as the individual.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Thanks for that. And the last question we have for you today is that we have heard of many traits that can take a manager from good to great. And here at Blue Frontier Path, we believe that mentoring is a good part of that, having examples, like you said, of what to do and what not to do, being able to collaborate and being able to learn from a lot of the environments that you're in. In your informed opinion, how effective is a manager that has mentors and intentional guidance?
Sorry, just say that last bit again.
Sure. So in your informed opinion, how effective is a manager that has mentoring and intentional guidance?
Oh no, absolutely. It can't go without that, because if you are being mentored and if you are being guided, and I mean, it works when you get a bit more senior, you must mentor people that works with you. You get mentored by people that's a bit more senior than you. That whole chain is around in not only in business, in life.
Yeah.
That whole chain is around the whole time. And if you get effectiveness from your leaders to mentoring and guiding you, you probably do the same to the people that follows you. And the whole, call it value chain if you want, but the whole chain of effective leadership actually exists throughout the whole organization. And these things are very valid at the very senior level, and it's very valid at the very junior level. On the shop floor in a factory, it's extremely important to have proper leadership, have proper guidance, have proper motivational stuff, so that people actually come to the workplace at any level
Yeah.
try and make a difference, and not just to come and earn a wage or a salary or whatever, but to come and actually make a contribution and feel that they're making a contribution. So it's extremely important, and that's how you get performance out of an organization. If you can get people collectively on that bandwidth or broadwave or whatever you call it, that they collectively at all levels perform, because they feel wanted, they feel motivated, they get the right guidance, they know what's expected, and it just makes an organization extremely effective.
No, that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. And I think for everybody listening, knowing that there is a domino effect to great leadership. So when you're mentored, you are able to do that for others. And the impact is not just on yourself and the growth of your personal career, but the organization at large. So thanks for sharing that. We are so excited to have you on board as a mentor to our NBA students. And we hope that they reach out, set up sessions with you, and get to learn a lot from your journey as well. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to what you have to offer the platform.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.